Respected Chairperson Professor Subarna Kumar Das and Co-Chairperson Dr. Akash Singh, thank you so much for giving this opportunity to give us the chance to represent our research paper. Today, I, Kanak Kaduria, with my friends Rishabh Sekhri and Priyanshi Agarwal, will be presenting our thoughts on the government initiatives in education during the COVID-19 period. Moving on to the introduction, we all know that the education system in India was always and has always been very rigid, and it never thought that online learning can also be a way of education. But somehow COVID 19 made us realize and forced us to adopt online education. Somehow, this experience has taught us a lot, and it was in the start, in the initial stage, very confusing as well. But somehow now we have realized the importance and scope of online learning, because when we need a system which is cost effective, which we want to be cost effective, and also where we want time and location flexibility, so online learning is the new type of learning, is the new way of learning. Talking about the objectives, in this presentation we will be covering the various initiatives that the government had taken, which helped us during the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, we will be talking about how these initiatives are implemented and to what extent they succeeded. Also, we will talk about the various problems which were faced in initiating these initiatives and what are the recommended solutions that we will be suggesting that can solve these problems.
In Swayam, students will get MOOC courses. They can attend video lectures, then they can do weekly tests. After a duration of a month, they will get a certified course by Government of India. It is very helpful for students. The next initiative is Swayam Prabha. Now, it is a very smart initiative, I would say, that those students who don't have reach to internet can learn through this. How? The government has launched 32 DTH channels. All DTH channels are free to air. It is a 24-hour into 7-day service. Students can access any time, any lecture they want through their direct televisions. The next initiative is National Digital Library of India. This initiative was started by students of IIT Kharagpur, and later on Government of India recognized it and also contributed in it. It not only provides ebook, it also provides audiobooks, video lectures, presentations, questions, and solutions as well. So it is a one-stop solution or one-stop destination for any students for every kind of knowledge. The next initiative is again, I would say, a very smart initiative, especially designed for teachers. Here are lectures provided for teachers. Teachers can train themselves through this app, and also they can earn badges after gaining knowledge, and later on they can use this knowledge to teach students. So indirectly it helps students also.
Talking about how these initiatives were implemented, first of all, we will talk about the implementation by UGC. UGC took various initiatives so that the anxiety levels among the students could be reduced in such a pandemic. Any query related to any academic activity could be asked using a helpline number or an email address. Also, a task force is created which is monitoring the concerns of all the students as well as the teachers and the institutions. Talking about the next initiative, ePathshala, it can be accessed using the Umang app, and also 200 new textbooks were added so that students could access them from their home in this situation. So ePathshala's demand increased up to 5 times because of the pandemic. Talking about the implementation of Manodarpan, helpline number was created. A book called 21st Century Life Changing Skills was uploaded to the portal. The various national as well as domestically national counselors number database is provided on the website in case someone wants to connect with someone who is facing mental health problems due to COVID-19 pandemic.
Moving to our next initiative, which is by NCRT. So what NCRT did, NCRT launched an app with with name Kishore Munch. It is easily downloadable on Play Store and iOS Store. Students can download this app. They can access NCRT books, ebooks, and it also guides parents, as well as teachers. In our research paper, we have mentioned various problems. First, lack of resources. Some students may have mobile phone but doesn't have internet connection. Some have laptop. So there is lack of resources through which these initiatives are not well implemented. The next problem is difference in grasping among students. Okay, this is the problem which I personally also face. I'm also a student. I'm also facing this problem. In traditional learning, the teacher teaches students face to face. So the doubt sessions are handled face to face. But in online, it is very difficult to personally reply. The next big problem is personalized feedback. Seen that these courses are for students as a whole. Personalized. If we have textbook, we can read whatever we want at any time we want. But in case of these video lectures, say Swayam Prabha, they are having a fixed time on televisions. So students who are watching these channels have to leave other work and join at that time only. Next problem is low computer literacy among students and teachers. It is not just among students and teachers. Frankly speaking, it is in whole India. Computer literate population in India is 6.5%. Next is there is no credibility in case of online exams. For example, Swayam provide MOOC courses. Students first see video lectures, then they have to give exams. Now, in these exams, they can also cheat. There is no mechanism to stop it.
Now, I would like to tell you some of the suggested solutions for proper digital learning. Number one, the government has mm, has launched various initiatives in the education sector. But one thing that has been very common is the lack of awareness for using these e-resources. So the government should provide proper training to the faculties as well as the students so that they can use this technology very easily. In this, the government can provide demo classes or tutorials for using the e-portals. Not only will this help, but also the government should distribute the tech products to the students who are vulnerable to all these things because due to digital divide, not everyone in the country is able to use such tech related products such as mobile phones, tablets, etc. So the higher authority must emphasis on distributing these tech products so that the education is not hindered and each and every student in this country can learn. So next point, that is internet accessibility everywhere. So as we can see that there is uneven internet connectivity in various parts of the country. So the government should provide study. So for this, the government as well as the telecom industry can expand its network by providing opportunities to the job seekers in the form of providing jobs, internships, or volunteering to the talented youth in the sector. This would eventually accomplish two objectives. Number one is internet availability everywhere. Number second is it would be an income source for the job seekers. Coming on to the next point is the increase in interactivity. The reason why I have stated this point is that because we have seen it's been 5 months till the coronavirus pandemic has not ended yet. And in fact, WHO states that coronavirus will never be gone, even if the vaccine comes. So it can be said that it may reappear. In case it reappears, the government should have a B and a C plan ready so that, but a B plan is very mandatory to have it right now.
If we talk about the conclusion, that what do we conclude from this presentation and the research study is that coronavirus pandemic has taught us one thing which is very important, and that is to keep changing with time. Like we can see that it was never estimated and it was never visionized that online learning is also a way of learning. It was always thought that learning education means face to face learning and physical offline classroom learning. But somehow now we have realized that if we implement online learning with covering all the limitations that it has, or solving all the problems it has, it can also become a very great source of learning because it becomes very easy to access it from anywhere. So that is what do we conclude from this whole presentation. Thank you.